Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars. SoundCartel. The evidence of a successful small business, or any business for that matter, is that it can run just as well without the owner even being there. So how is that possible? Well, one way is to follow a tried and tested 6-step formula. From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. If you have the right processes in place, your business should be able to run on its own, says veteran sales guru Tony Gattari. Like anything, it won't happen overnight, but it can happen if you follow a process. Tony's been coaching some of Australia's best-known brands for 25 years. Recently, he was invited to join ActionCOACH, one of the world's largest coaching franchises. ActionCOACH has taken thousands of its clients through a 6-step process to build growth. Tony shares those 6 steps with Chris Ashmore.
The first step is what we call mastery. And predominantly, it's about eliminating chaos in a business. And chaos actually exists in 4 areas, Chris. The first area that they have to master is destination mastery, we call it. And destination mastery is about having a vision for your business. But having a vision that is so exciting, innovative, it just gets you out of bed every morning. It's the big why. It's like, why am I doing this? What's my purpose of doing this? That's number 1, mastery. Number 2, mastery is money mastery. Now, this is a big one because a lot of people in business, they never look at their financial scorecard, Chris. They wait till the end of the year, the tax person does it, or they get confused and they don't truly understand what P&Ls and balance sheet and cash flows are saying. So they have to be comfortable. They don't have to do the finances, but they actually have to understand what the score is, and they have to actually start measuring that score more than once a year, ideally once a week, once a month, because the more that you inspect it, the more you improve it. Number 3 is time mastery. A lot of people are busy doing what? And here the key is to be effective, not just efficient. And the last one is delivery mastery, which is the ability to actually deliver a product or service on a continuous basis that manages the client's expectations. Now, we work with owners, first of all, on that because that's foundational stuff. And that is really going from chaos to control because you've got to stabilize the ship. You've got to actually say, there's no point accelerating the engine if the foundations are on sand. It's still going to fall down. Once we do that, we then move into the second stage. And the second stage is what we call niche. And niche is about creating no price competition. And it predominantly operates with 2 variables. It is distinguishing your unique selling proposition or your unique buying advantage. It's understanding going centimetres wide, kilometres deep, finding a niche and being a rock star in that niche. Trying to find your differentiation so you're not focused on commodity selling. Commodity selling and commodity-based businesses are horrible businesses to be in, okay? So it's trying to create distinction so people see value. The next thing that we predominantly do is that we then actually really generate a lot of cash in the business. And we do that by introducing a concept which is called 5 ways. But 5 ways is understanding that your business is about sales and profit, but there are certain activities that lead to sales and profits. And they are the number of leads that you have, the conversion rate you have, the average dollar sale you have, the frequency of transaction you have, and the margin that you have. And if you can improve those variables, your business will grow by an astronomical amount because a 10% increase in those 5 variables will lead to a 61% increase in profits. So suddenly you're generating cash. Now, once we've done that, Chris, the next step is you've just imagined you've stabilized the ship, you've got cash coming in. So you got money, so you're not staying up at night going, where am I going to get the money? The next thing we do is we call leverage. Leverage is the ability to create systems in your business that replicate you. And there are marketing systems, sales systems, operational systems, finance systems, admin systems. And those systems are the recipe for the business. And those systems are not only documented, they are videotaped. They are essentially using techniques that really transform the business so you don't have to be there all the time. You are still there in spirit because the system is what you do, but you document that in order to train others. Then when you've got the system, that's called leverage. Then you move to the team, because you've got to have the system before you employ the team, because the team's fundamental role is to follow the system. Okay, the team's fundamental role is to effectively have this amazing attitude where you have a code of culture and they form that code of culture. But the business is so systemized that you can drop in somebody who's got a great attitude but probably doesn't have the skill, but you train them on the skill. It's a classic example, Chris. I think you all know that McDonald's is a very successful business. But the reality is that when you buy a McDonald's franchise, as a franchise owner, you only have to work 1 day a year in your business to keep your business after 1 year. That's why everybody wants a McDonald's franchise, because it's passive income. But McDonald's are brilliant because their business is run by 16-year-olds. They can't clean their room, but they can somehow run a $5 million restaurant. Now, the reason for that, Chris, is that fundamentally they've systemized everything. They've dumbed it down and they have a brilliant training procedure. And what they do is they effectively have simplified their business so anybody can run that business. There's a lot of wisdom in doing that. So once you've got the team, so you've got mastery, you've got niche, which we talked about. We've got leverage where we've systemized the business. Then we've got a team that follows the system with a great attitude, 100% involvement. Then the 5th step is synergy. And synergy is when you employ a general manager to run the business. Because by default, you've created a business that is so systemized, the team is so good that you can release yourself. You are that general manager during that process, but as you do it, you are eventually going to actually employ a general manager. And that general manager has the systems already built for them, has the team already created for them, has the sales and marketing all created for them. So it's true delegation, not abdication. And the last area is results. And what I mean by results is that you as a business owner will have so much time available to you. You can either become the managing director of that business, or you might even decide, and we have a lot of clients who do this, they acquire other businesses and they transform them. So they will look at a business and they will go to an owner who is struggling and they might say, I'll take it off your hands for this price. Because what they do is they renovate the next business using the same system that they've applied on their own business. That, Chris, is what 6 Steps is about. And 6 Steps has one function in life. It's there to assist the business owner to create a commercial, profitable enterprise that can work without them.
That's Tony Gattari. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow @BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.